where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Multiverse of Madness. And I'm not going to go into a full review of this movie. We'll do that later. But Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, or Ash vs. the Evil Dead 4, or the Evil Dead 4, whichever you want to call it, was, of course, really, really awesome. And there are other Doctor Strange figures from this movie that I hope we get in the future. We did get some really cool ones, including, classic Doctor Strange here, which looks incredible. I think this is the best version of the, regular MCU Doctor Strange that we've had released thus far. Of course, we'll go into closer detail on it once we get out of the packaging, but this face sculpt is what I'm talking about specifically. It looks incredible. Anyway, here's the packaging. Here is Doctor Strange, the single figure that does not come with a Build-A-Figure piece from the regular Multiverse of Madness wave. You got some awesome artwork there with him holding his little defense spell and holding his other hand ready for another spell. You got the other figures from this wave on the back, including the Minotaur Build-A-Figure, which, as cool as that is as a Build-A-Figure, I think Undead Strange would have been a much cooler Build-A-Figure than the Minotaur, who was just kind of there. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that. He was just there. He did some magic stuff in a crowd of people doing magic stuff. So as far as Build-A-Figures go, it's a cool, nice, big-looking Build-A-Figure. It's an awesome design, but that's really all the character was. He was just one of the most easiest to point out in the crowd because he happened to be a Minotaur. And I mean, yeah, he was neat. He was neat, but Undead Strange would have been way cooler to get in as a Build-A-Figure, I think. All right, so here we have Doctor Strange. He comes with not one, but two of his awesome defensive spell swappable hands. So you can have him dual-wielding those, which, again, oh, well, that one's gone forever. Again, really, really awesome. He comes with a couple of other swappable hands where, he's doing some of his little spell finger poses, I guess, for lack of a better term right now. Here is his cape. I like that they didn't just shove the top of it through, the plastic. I like that they actually just put it on the back of the bubble and just kind of had a little bit of a bubble cover there for it. I think that makes it a little bit nicer. And again, rather than have a peg this time, it just kind of sits over his shoulders, although it doesn't sit super securely. So, I mean, it doesn't stay on very well, which is kind of a shame. It is the most detailed, I think, of his capes so far. You got all the patterns and stuff on the back. You got that texture on the inside. I will say, though, I kind of wish to set it apart, aside from, being a new mold and better details, kind of wish that it had the blue patch from where he goes to the Illuminati universe in the film on the back of it, where because of the hole gets burned in it. Kind of wish they put the blue patch on here just to further set it apart. And let's go ahead and grab that. Let's go ahead and grab that other shield effect. So, cape aside, the suit looks really, really good. A lot of those awesome textures and patterns. That one main pattern on his chest looks really good. I love how they outlined it in red so you can actually really see it really well. Rather than have the Eye of Agamotto as a swappable accessory or a removable accessory, it's actually molded to the chest this time. They did it in kind of like, it almost looks like, rather than just a gold plastic, like a translucent gold plastic, which is weird because we are getting we did get another astral form Doctor Strange figure in this wave, but it's weird. I feel like they just didn't paint this all the way. I don't know what's the deal with that. His buckles and loops and little strings and stuff look really great on the front, but then on the back, those paint details just kind of disappear. They're just not existent on the back. He's got it all right there, including his sling ring, which you can see is clearly painted. That looks great. But then I guess maybe when Hasbro was getting to the back of him, they just kind of ran out of paint because none of those details are painted on the back, just on the front, which is kind of strange, I think. I love how he's doing the little sling ring pose with his right hand, but there's no sling ring molded on his right hand, which is kind of a shame. In fact, there's no sling ring molded on any of the hands. You got an awesome fist right here for when he's using fist fight magic. You can get some really awesome poses since he is fully articulated like a standard Marvel Legends figure. Head is on a ball joint, and that ball joint goes into the neck. The neck isn't on a ball joint. The ball joint goes into the neck itself. Fully articulated shoulders, upper bicep, double jointed elbows, wrist joints, because the swappable hands. You got an ab crunch, a waist joint, hips, although the hips, the outer movement is hindered a bit by the skirt part of his robe, and the back movement is. Not so much out the front because you got that open spot there, but definitely in the back. He does have an upper thigh joint, which great for, again, all that restriction there. Double jointed knees. Nothing right here at where the boot meets the bottom knee, but you do have a good ankle joint right there. And again, you can't, it'd be cool to get kind of like a wide stance off, but some of that is hindered there. Here, you know what? Let's just do this, because this looks, yeah. Yeah. This Doctor Strange does come with some awesome magic accessories. I love that he comes with both. And since he's got those swappable hand joints, you can put it on other Doctor Strange figures or even some of your other Marvel Legends, like Wong, for example, if you wanted to put some of these on Wong or some other characters that we've seen use magic in the MCU so far. Although the cape doesn't stay on very well when you pose his arms out. So again, just something to secure that cape would have been a little nice, Hasbro. Like maybe like a magnet in here and right here, something just so it just kind of like snaps on. Or, you know, while that peg is kind of ugly, put the peg on. Put the peg on with the peg hole on right here. I know you guys did that probably just to give freedom of displaying the figure without an ugly peg hole right here, but the cape just doesn't really stay on because of it. So where it was nice in some display cases, the figure displaying him with the cape suffers because of it. But again, detail-wise, especially face sculpt-wise, this is the best Doctor Strange in my opinion. This face sculpt absolutely nails it. If you want the best-looking Doctor Strange face, this is that figure right here. I mean, Hasbro did an amazing job capturing his likeness with this figure. Props. It looks so good. It is easily the best Benedict face sculpt, I think, period. Honestly, it looks so good. And then, of course, you know, you have some of the other magical hand gestures here. There you go. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Come on, stand up. There we go. Now, why don't you want to stand? Come on, Doc. There we go. And we're right back where we were again. So you'll stand facing me, but not facing the camera. Is that what we're doing today? Perfect. Thank you, Doc. You're great. Whew. I was about to say, you're embarrassing me in front of the Wizards. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this review where we reviewed the Doctor Strange figure from Multiverse of Madness. Stay tuned, and hopefully sometime soon we'll probably be reviewing the rest of this wave at some point. I hope if I can get a hold of all the figures from this wave, we will do our best to review it for your viewing pleasure here on Bay 12. Stay tuned for other Marvel reviews. We do have other Marvel reviews coming up, as well as other awesome licensed reviews from all kinds of other properties and things that you guys know and love. Stay tuned for our Bay 12 live sales. We do a live sale usually once a month around the 3rd or 4th-ish Sunday of the month. Sometimes we have Marvel stuff in them, so stay tuned in case there's also Marvel stuff you like to collect. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.